What is going on, everyone? My name's Andy and welcome to another FPL video. This time we're talking Game Week 7 preview. Already 6 game weeks of the season gone. We're moving into number 7. I'm going to talk you through how I did in Game Week 6, quick look at that, and then all the key talking points going into Game Week 7. I'll look at my team, captaincy and transfer options and stuff like that. So let's just jump straight into it. So let's take a quick look at how I did in Game Week 6. 63 points total. Game Week rank just inside the top 800k, and then overall rank is 65k, 305. Which is a jump of about 20,000 places. So a long way to go for our wannabe, but a good platform to kick on now, especially this early on in the season. Taking a look at the team, a few things stand out. Obviously Hazard failing, only got the clean sheet point against West Ham. A few times where maybe he should have shot that he went for the assist and then vice versa. So it was a frustrating watch as an FPL manager owning him, especially after he did so well against Cardiff. But talked about before on streams and stuff that he's not that much of a goal scorer necessarily. That's the kind of goal scorer that's going to get a brace or a hat trick, or look like he's going to get that a few weeks in a row, whereas the likes of Salah, Aguero, KANE maybe have done in the past. So yeah, not too frustrated with Hazard just yet. Obviously, I've only had him for 2 games, but we'll talk about how he's going to maybe do in the next kind of 2 or 3 game weeks with the fixtures he's got coming up in a minute. Jimenez against Man United, nice to get another attacking return, even if it did come at the expense of Man United getting only a point from that game, which is a bit frustrating. But from an FPL point of view, it's nice to see that he's chipping in with an assist after his goal the week before. And I think in the easier games, he'll definitely do well. Didn't get too many chances against Man United, as you'd expect, but some nicer fixtures coming up. Salah, finally, glad to see that he was kind of, apart from Van Bissaka, the top scorer in my team this week. So it's nice to get the captain on him, for him to beat Aguero, to beat Hazard. Obviously, the Southampton match was the one we were kind of saving him for. 2 tougher fixtures to come now, so we can talk about what we do for them. But even if the goal was maybe a little bit unfortunate the way it happened, he was the first one to the rebound. Sometimes you make your own luck, and he has so many chances. At some point, he's going to put some away, even if it's an easy one like that. And then Trippier for many, that was 11:29 AM on Saturday morning decision. We'll talk a bit more about why I did that for Mendy in a minute. But Trippier, a little bit annoying that he lost the clean sheet so late on, because it would have been a really good score to get him into my team on the first week. But still, 4 points, obviously got the yellow card and assist, so won't complain too much, nearly as good as a clean sheet, but could have been a lot better. And then no David Silva was frustrating. I thought he was going to play that. Turns out he probably can't play 3 games in 7 days anymore, so you're going to have to keep an eye on that. Again, we'll talk about that a bit more in a minute. And then Wilson on the rocks. Previously, eye test was good, underlying stats were good. Now, not so much of either in the last couple of games. Maybe that form will build back up again, but definitely someone that I may be looking to take out. We'll talk about that again in the preview. So with the previews, what I've started doing is putting out a tweet a little bit before I start the video to ask what your key talking points are. And if they coincide with my team, great. If they don't, then I can still talk about them anyway. So that's kind of how the list is made. And obviously, if they do coincide with mine, I'll talk about my thoughts and transfer decisions possibly around those talking points as well. So jumping straight into it, keep or sell Salah. Now, I know we're probably going to talk about this a lot throughout the season because he's so highly priced. Obviously, he's 12.9 million now, did have a price drop. So we're going to talk about it a lot because he's taking up a lot of people's budgets. But obviously, he's got Chelsea away and Man City at home in the next 2, which aren't great. Now, I kind of feel that if you've kept him this long, you're probably better off, I don't want to say playing it safe, but with the fixtures they got coming up, there's probably a good reason to keep. So after Chelsea and Man City, we've got Huddersfield away. Game week 10 is Cardiff at home. Then it's Arsenal away, obviously not as good, and then Fulham at home. So after those 2 dodgy fixtures, they got 3 out of 4 really nice ones, and obviously Arsenal away there. Now, the 2 fixtures that stand out there are Cardiff at home and Fulham at home in game week 10 and 12. In game week 10, City are playing Spurs. Chelsea have Burnley, so potentially you can captain Hazard there. And in game week 12, City are playing Man United, and Chelsea are playing Everton. So again, you could potentially captain Hazard there, but if you're not too keen on that, then I think Fulham at home and Cardiff at home for Salah looks like a no-brainer for captain to me. So I'm currently looking at keep him, but I do kind of have this master plan which ties in with KANE and Spurs' fixtures a bit, where I might get rid of Salah this week for the next 2 fixtures basically, and use that money to get KANE in potentially. So it'll be Salah to Richarlison, and then KANE in for Wilson, who I've just said not looking so good right now. Stats are kind of down a little bit as well. KANE, so Spurs have Huddersfield away in the next match, and then Cardiff at home in game week 8. Now, in that home match where it's Cardiff at home, Liverpool playing Man City, so there could be goals in that, but not necessarily a fixture where you want to captain someone. And again, Hazard has Southampton, so if you want to captain Hazard, that's fine. But I might end up Cardiff at home as a really good fixture for Spurs and potentially bring KANE in. So Salah to Richarlison would also give me Richarlison, who has Fulham at home this week, which I think is a really good fixture. I thought Richarlison caused Arsenal a few problems, so hopefully he could get a few more points against Fulham instead. And they'll give me KANE for Huddersfield away and Cardiff at home. Now, whether or not you should bring KANE in, probably not. I've said in the last few game weeks, I've not really given him much thought, and I hadn't done. And probably still shouldn't, given his price and how he's performed. Obviously, he did get a goal at the weekend, but it was only a penalty. Didn't get any goals from open play. But there may be one little tidbit from that game is he got 4 shots on target in that game, which is half of what he's had the whole season. So he's only had 8 the whole season, but 4 of them have come in the last game. And he's had 5 shots in the box in that game. He's only had 17 all season, so nearly a third of all his shots in the box came against Brighton. So has he found his mojo? A lot of those shots came at the end of the game. I think Mora had gone off with about 10, 12 minutes left. So I'm not 100% sure exactly how many shots came after he went off. But I do think Mora is a little bit of a problem for KANE. And with Son back and Lamella performing well when he plays, I do think that maybe Mora in the next couple of games might get a rest or be rotated or just dropped for Son and Lamella. And obviously Ali's back as well now. So someone else to fit in. I think Son is the main man out of those 3, out of Lamella, Mora, and obviously Son himself. So I don't know if Lucas is going to keep playing at least every game like he has been with the amount of options they've got now. The only thing to say as well, Spurs have got Barcelona wedged in between those 2 games. So I think KANE will play all 3. Obviously, could be tired from having to play Champions League, especially against a team like Barcelona. So I'm not 100% sure on doing that just yet because obviously KANE hasn't been performing. Spurs haven't been doing that well. Even against Brighton, it wasn't a very convincing victory. But I just iron up that Huddersfield away and Cardiff at home especially game. Have KANE captain in that. And then the week after, I will reverse that transfer. I'll keep Richarlison, but that'll be my segue into getting rid of David Silva. Bringing Salah back and then doing KANE to Mitrovic. So these transfers kind of tie into everything that people have been asking me. Do I think Mitrovic is essential? I think essential is a bit of a strong tag for him, but all season, 6 games, underlying stats very good, eye test very good. I think it was Watford at the weekend caused a lot of problems against them, especially in the second half when they kind of switched things around tactically and made a few subs. So I think he looks very good for his price. Obviously, he's going up as well. He's 6.9 million now. So he's someone I want in. So for the next 2 for Mitrovic, it's Everton away and Arsenal at home. So am I too bothered about having him for those 2 fixtures? Maybe not. I think he could do well in them, but they're not the be-all and end-all when it comes to fixtures. But game week 9, which is when I would be switching back to get Salah, he has Cardiff away, Bournemouth at home, Huddersfield away, Liverpool away, not great, and then Southampton home. So a nice run of fixtures there. So essentially I'll be getting Richarlison in for his good set, keeping David Silva for Brighton, getting KANE for his 2 good fixtures, including a good captaincy potentially against Cardiff if he's got his mojo back, and then getting Salah back in when his fixtures are good, and getting Mitrovic as well, who will go along nicely with Aguero and Jimenez. So, and that's a long way to talk about potential transfers. So I'd love to know what your thoughts are on that. Obviously, it's 4 transfers to get rid of Salah and bring him back. So is that worth it? Potentially not. And you know, those 2 transfers out and back in sound good as long as nothing else happens. If I've got other fires to put out, it could be a problem. But one of the reasons I'm kind of more looking at doing it now of wildcard is because I've sorted my bench out. So the likes of Bennett, Van Bissaka and Doherty have got nice fixtures, and I can play them in the next couple of fixtures if it comes to it. And I do need to kind of sort out my first 11. Maybe if I get an injury or something, I can play one of those bench players instead. So that's what I'm looking at, which kind of answers all the questions about Spurs fixtures. I like the look of them. I think Eriksen, Ali could be good punts. Son maybe if he's going to start both. And KANE, I can see why people are talking about him. Mitrovic essential, no, but I think I can see why people are getting him in. And then Salah, keep or sell. Well, I think the safe option and probably the sensible option is to keep him. He's got nice fixtures coming up. You don't want to use transfers getting him out. And let's be honest, he can score against Chelsea or Man City as well. Liverpool are going to attack in those games, so he can definitely get points for them. So it is a bit risky. So I think keep is the sensible option with Salah, but I may sell. Now, not to talk about that too much more, though, like I said, leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Alonso bench or not, I'm never going to bench Alonso. I think he can get clean sheets. Yes, it's going to be tough against Liverpool, but there's attack and returns potential there as well. So I will never bench him, I don't think. Always want to play him just in case. I could double up with Bennett or play Van Bissaka, but Bournemouth away I don't think is necessarily a good fixture for a clean sheet, no matter how good Crystal Palace are defending at the moment. I don't really want to double on Wolves when I got Alonso. So for me, that's a no-brainer. I'm definitely going to play him. What to do with Mendy? Now, I'm recording this on Monday night so I can get it out for Tuesday. We've not really had any more news on him. So to be honest, if you've kept him this long, I'd probably ride the price decrease if it comes and just wait on news about what's happening with him. But the reason I got rid of him last week is because suddenly, first it was a knee injury, then it was an ankle injury, then it's apparently a metatarsal. There's apparently stuff going on in his personal life, maybe driving issues, and maybe this injury is just fake to keep that out of the news. But not only that, yes, he's got Brighton at home this week, which, don't get me wrong, if he plays in that game, I'm going to be worried about his score. But then they've got Liverpool, Spurs and Man United in the next 5+ Champions League matches. They've just come off the back of 2 clean sheets in a row where Delph's played. They've got Sané back and playing really well. And Sané, we've seen last year when Mendy doesn't play, Sané kind of provides that width. So is Mendy as needed? No. Is he still a really good option that I'm sure Pep's going to want to use? Absolutely. And can he get attacking returns and defensive returns in those tougher games? Yes. But he doesn't look as essential maybe as he did early on in the season. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, if he plays against Brighton, that's going to hurt for me, I think. But if he doesn't, because of all this stuff that's going on and all this uncertainty and Pep not really giving any good answers around it, then I think I'm okay to have got rid of him. So if you've still got him, I think probably wait and then see how long he's out for. If he's going to miss the Brighton game, I think he's a sell for me, just with the fixtures they got coming up, especially if you only get word that he's going to be out and not a really good reason why. That just, to me, tells me that there's something else going on and you should probably looking at getting rid of him. Then David Silva, sticking with Man City, stick or twist. So I think I kind of alluded to it already, but apparently he can't play 3 games in 7 days. We know that Pep said he was going to use him a bit more sparingly this season. So for me, I think I've got to stick for Brighton. I'll wait and see what happens in the Carabao Cup. If he plays 90 minutes in that, then I'll probably get rid of him maybe for Richarlison and ditch my other plan. But I want him for the Brighton game. If he's going to play, I think that's a good one. And then it's Liverpool the week after, so they may keep him for that as well. And then I can probably look to offload the week after that, maybe to get Salah back or just to bring someone else in, maybe fund Mitrovic move or something like that. So I'm sticking with him for now. If he plays in the Carabao Cup, though, I may change my mind on that. And then Aguero captain, is it a no-brainer? So I think it probably is this week. Brighton at home. You look at the other options, obviously Liverpool playing Chelsea. Chelsea away for Salah, not really confident on captaining for that. And Hazard, yeah, okay, he could cause them issues, but Liverpool defended so well. We're so close to having clean sheets in every single game this season so far that I don't think I really want to captain him. So it leaves Aguero for my team. Even looking at the other options, you've got Man United against West Ham. I mean, who are you captaining from there? Lukaku maybe, but West Ham defended very well against Chelsea. So I could see them causing a bit of pain for Man United trying to break them down. And then Lacazette or Aubameyang against Watford as an outside punt. Yeah, okay, I can probably get behind that. But for me, Aguero versus Brighton at home is the absolute no-brainer call. So I'll definitely be doing that. And then transfer-wise, I'm literally either going to save a transfer or spend the -4 to get rid of Salah. So it's a bit of a crazy one for me. Richarlison is one I want. I think he looked good before his injuries. Obviously, come back again. For his red card, looked good against Arsenal. Now he's got a really good fixture in Fulham, who like to concede goals coming up. So potentially looking at Salah out for him, and then KANE in for Wilson, which is, I don't know, an interesting one for me. A bit of a maverick move possibly, and a bit more attacking than I have been in the last few seasons. So we'll see what happens there. Like I say, leave comments below for any of the points I made and let me know what you think. So that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. As always, please let me know, like I said, any comments below would be really great to hear. Any questions you've got, anything I didn't cover, give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Always appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new around here and click the little bell icon so you're notified when the next video goes up and when the next stream is. Which will be 9:30 PM UK on Thursday, as always. Discuss all your questions, maybe look at my transfer thoughts on Thursday. Maybe I'll be a little bit less aggressive and maverick with my Salah out moves come Thursday, but we'll see. Thanks for watching, everyone. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.